God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved son, listen to me with an open heart, because this season you are crossing was carefully marked by me even before your steps arrived here, and nothing in it is accidental or ordinary. I know the weight you have carried in silence, the nights when sleep escaped you, the thoughts that visited you when hope seemed distant, and yet I remained sustaining everything, even when you did not perceive me, for there are processes that only mature in the unseen. Do not confuse delay with absence, nor silence with abandonment, because while you were waiting for answers I was arranging encounters, aligning paths, removing obstacles, and strengthening your inner being so that you can endure what is coming. This is a moment of decision, not of fear, a passage point where faith must speak louder than memories of the past, because doors open where there is obedience and others close when they have fulfilled their purpose. I did not bring you this far to retreat, but to move forward with maturity, discernment, and trust, knowing that every tear watered the ground where something new is now germinating. Remain firm, do not be distracted by external noise, align your heart with my voice, because what I have prepared for you will not be small nor temporary, but the fruit of everything you endured with perseverance, and in due time you will understand that every weight had meaning and every step was guided by my faithful hands. Do you feel ready for a deep change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and the blessings God has already reserved for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritual and material, click the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. Comment, "I trust God's timing and choose to obey now." I know you carried burdens I never gave you. You assumed responsibilities out of love, out of fear of losing people, out of guilt that did not come from me. You tried to be strong for everyone and ended up forgetting to care for what I was forming within you. I do not condemn you for this. I know you. I know your heart is sensitive and willing. But the time has come to separate what is mission from what is burden. There are battles you entered believing they were tests of faith, when in fact they were distractions that drained your strength. While you insisted on fixing what was not yours, you stopped advancing in what I prepared. That is why I am calling you to a realignment. I do not ask for greater effort, I ask for deeper surrender. What I am about to release does not go with constant exhaustion or accumulated guilt. It goes with rest, clarity, and trust. Release what weighs you down so you can hold what promotes you. Comment, "I release now every burden God did not give me." My son, nothing you lived went unnoticed before me. Every injustice, every abandonment, every word that wounded you while you remained silent. I saw when you kept walking even while hurt. I saw when you smiled so as not to worry anyone. I saw when you believed you had to deserve what I always wanted to give you by grace. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew chapter 11 verse 28. This invitation is not only for physical rest, it is for inner liberation. There are bonds that have already fulfilled their time and have now become anchors. There are ties that began as shelter but ended as prison. I do not cut out of cruelty, I cleanse out of love. What I am removing is not punishment, it is preparation. Because the new that is coming requires space. The future is not built by keeping everything from the past intact. Comment: I accept the relief that comes from the Lord. I am clearing your path, and when I do this, I do it completely, without shortcuts or patchwork, because I know exactly where I want to take you and what I need to remove so that you arrive whole. I do not remove only what bothers you. I remove what holds you back, what limits you, what makes you doubt what I myself placed within you. I know some separations hurt more than you imagined you could bear, and I know there were silences that echoed like screams in your weary heart. But understand this with maturity: not every absence is loss, and not every distancing is punishment. Many absences are silent deliverances, answers I gave without making noise. People who confused you, environments that drained your faith, cycles that kept you too small for what I planned were ended out of love, not rejection. You thought you were being discarded, when in fact you were being precisely repositioned. I did not call you to harden your heart, but to develop discernment. Protecting what I am generating within you is a sign of spiritual growth. What is coming requires space, clarity, and inner silence. It is not born amid constant noise, nor does it survive in relationships that pull you away from your true identity and eternal purpose. Comment: I trust that God is repositioning me. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My son, I created you to walk in freedom, not bound by the expectations of others. I formed you with purpose, not to live extinguishing emotional fires that were never yours to carry. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. John chapter 8 verse 32. The truth is this: you did not lose time, you gained discernment. Every experience taught you something that will now be used with wisdom. I do not waste pain. I transform tears into seeds. What looked like delay was, in fact, silent preparation. Now a season begins in which you will see clarity where confusion once lived. Decisions that once felt heavy will become clear. Paths that seemed foggy will align before your eyes. Not because everything will be easy, but because your vision is being cleansed. I am healing not only your visible wounds, but also the hidden ones you learned to conceal to survive. You are not behind. You are becoming ready. What I am doing within you is deeper than appearances, stronger than memories, and greater than anything you could have planned on your own. Comment: God's truth sets me free and strengthens me. Letting go is not losing, it is trusting. You learn to hold everything tightly out of fear that if you released it, everything would collapse. But it was never you who sustained your life, it has always been me. While you were holding what did not belong to you, your hands were too full to receive what was new. Now I invite you to rest your weary arms. Let me fight for you. Let me care for what escapes your control. There are miracles that only manifest when you stop trying to manage them. What I am about to release does not depend on your strength, but on your surrender. And surrender is not weakness, it is matured faith. Faith that understands you are not alone. Faith that trusts my timing even when you do not understand the process. When you release control, peace will replace anxiety, and trust will silence fear. I am not asking you to give up. I am asking you to place everything into my hands, where it has always belonged. Comment, I trust and rest in God's hands. My beloved son, the time of harvest is approaching, and it never arrives without inner transformation. There is a time to plant and a time to harvest. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 2. You planted in tears, in perseverance, in silent faithfulness. Now the fruit begins to appear. But I cannot place new wine into old wineskins. That is why I am renewing your mind, healing your emotional memory, and strengthening your spirit. What is coming will bring joy, but also responsibility. Prosperity without identity creates emptiness. That is why, before leading you to new places, I am establishing who you are in me. You are not defined by the losses you endured, but by the promise you carry. Your story is not ending, it is unfolding. What you receive next will require maturity, gratitude, and alignment with my will. And you are being prepared for it, from the inside out. Comment, I believe in the harvest season God has prepared. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be for what comes next. The doors that closed were not losses, they were protection. The paths that were interrupted spared you from where that would have drained your soul and wounds that would have taken years to heal. Trust me. I do not miss routes, I do not confuse timing, and I do not abandon what I begin. Every change, every adjustment, every goodbye was part of a greater design that your eyes could not yet see. Now you begin to feel lightness where there was once weight, peace where there was constant tension. That is alignment. When the soul grows quiet, the spirit hears more clearly. And I am speaking to you with greater clarity than ever before. Learn to recognize my voice not only in struggle, but in rest. Not only in tears, but in calm. I guide you even when nothing dramatic is happening. I am present in the silence, in the steady breath, in the assurance that you no longer need to force what flows naturally. Rest is not stagnation, it is trust. And trust is where direction becomes clear. My son, a new season has already begun in the spiritual realm. Those who wait on the Lord renew their strength, and this renewal is unfolding within you now. You will feel strength returning, not as pressure, but as quiet resilience. Dreams that once seemed distant will begin to warm your heart again. Hope will take shape, not because everything outside has changed, but because something deep within you has been healed. I am restoring you from the inside out. Provision will come, answers will arrive, and paths will open at the right time. But above all, you will walk with peace. And peace is the clearest sign that I am in control. You will no longer need to explain yourself, defend your journey, or prove your worth. Your life will speak for itself. The calm in your decisions, the integrity in your steps, and the confidence in your eyes will testify that I am leading you. What I am doing in you now will sustain you longer than any external victory ever could. Now walk forward. Do not look back with guilt, and do not look ahead with fear. Look to me with trust. What I have prepared surpasses what was left behind. What is coming will not be heavy, it will be aligned. You will not have to force doors, convince people, or carry what does not belong to you. You will not walk alone. I go with you. I always have. And I always will. Every step you take in obedience will feel lighter than the steps you took in survival. The future before you is not uncertain to me. I have already been there. Move with confidence, with humility, and with courage. Let go of the need to control outcomes and hold firmly to the assurance that I am guiding your way. What unfolds next will confirm what your spirit already senses. This journey is covered, this timing is intentional, and this path leads to life. Walk on. I am with you. I have watched you carry weight that was never meant to live on your shoulders forever. You became strong for everyone else because no one stopped to be strong for you, and even when you smiled, your soul whispered fatigue. I heard the prayers you never formed with your lips, the ones that rose from deep exhaustion and quiet surrender. I saw the nights when silence was louder than words, when your thoughts looped endlessly and tears fell without witnesses. Understand this clearly now. Needing rest is not failure, stopping is not weakness, and choosing yourself is not abandonment. There are boundaries that are not rejection but alignment, distances that are not coldness but healing. Even when you do not understand the path, every step has been guided. You delayed decisions out of fear, fear of hurting others, fear of being alone, fear of choosing wrong. But that fear did not come from me. You were never called to live imprisoned by approval. You were called to live free, and freedom always asks for release, releasing roles you outgrew, expectations that expired, and versions of yourself that no longer fit where you are going. Do not punish yourself for changing or apologize for growth. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into the next chapter. Some were assigned to a season, not the entire journey, and trying to carry them beyond their time only slows what I am preparing to give you. Your discernment is sharpening now. A new sensitivity is awakening, allowing you to recognize what aligns with truth and what drains your spirit. What you once tolerated now weighs too much, and that is not regression, it is maturity. You are learning to say no without explanation, to release without justification, to trust without seeing. Do not rush, but do not retreat. Stay steady. I have not forgotten you for a single second. Every adjustment, every delay, every silence has purpose. Even when it feels like everything is shifting beneath your feet, I am aligning your life with the prayers you whispered in secret. What is coming is not small, and that is why the process is deep, the pruning precise, the cleansing necessary. Trust me even when it aches, because I am leading you forward, not away. Your peace is no longer optional, it is sacred. I am teaching you how to protect it because your heart is not a public space, it is holy ground. Not everyone deserves access to what I planted inside you. The dreams placed within you are too large to be crushed by careless opinions, and the purpose entrusted to you is too important to be sabotaged by envy, indifference, or shallow love. This is not a surface-level change. I am working at the roots, touching places buried for years. I am removing attachments you thought were permanent but were only familiar. Emotional ties to people who are no longer present yet still live in your thoughts are being severed. Mental ties to words spoken over you that still echo are losing their power. Spiritual ties to places, seasons, and wounds that shaped you but no longer define you are dissolving. This release may feel intense, but it is merciful. You are not losing yourself, you are finally reclaiming yourself. I am breaking what kept you bound to the past. Every chain, every yoke, every invisible weight that convinced you that you had to stay the same to be loved is being dismantled. When this work is complete, you will feel a freedom unfamiliar yet undeniable. You will breathe deeply and realize the heaviness is gone. One day you will wake up and notice that it no longer hurts the way it used to. Certain memories will surface without tightening your chest. Certain names will pass through your mind without stirring that old ache. True healing is not pretending the wound never existed, it is removing what caused it to fester. That is what I am doing now. I am closing doors that only allowed pain to enter. I am protecting you from those who took more than they gave. Doubt may whisper that you are making a mistake, but listen closely. Those who truly value you do not repeatedly wound you, and those who truly need you do not drain your life away. What stands ready for you requires clarity of mind, cleanliness of heart, and freedom of spirit. This preparation is not punishment, it is honor. You are being readied for something pure, something powerful, something aligned with who you are becoming. The battles that were never yours to fight are leaving your hands. The people who exhaust your soul are stepping out of your path. The worries that never belonged to you are dissolving, replaced by peace, direction, and renewed purpose. A real joy is arriving, not a performance, not a mask, but something steady and deep. A rest is coming that reaches beyond the body into the core of your being. You are entering a season where you will finally live aligned with your calling rather than trapped in constant appeasement. This is the moment when you stop surviving and start inhabiting the life prepared for you. There is a truth you must hold on to now. Some battles require your obedience, others require your faith. The ones assigned to you shape your character, refine your integrity, and strengthen your resolve. The ones that belong to me do not ask for your striving, they ask for your trust. You have been fighting wars that were already won, carrying responsibilities that were never yours. Release them. Let your hands be free. As you do, you will notice a shift within, a steadiness replacing anxiety, clarity replacing confusion. This is the result of alignment. You are not late. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are right where transformation happens, where old patterns end and new life begins. Stay with me. Do not stop now. What you have been praying for is closer than you think, and the version of you who will receive it is already being formed. Everything unfolding now is an invitation to step fully into freedom. Not the kind that isolates, but the kind that strengthens, not the kind that hardens, but the kind that heals. You are learning that love does not require self-betrayal and loyalty does not demand self-erasure. As you move forward, your discernment will continue to guard you, your peace will anchor you, and your purpose will guide you. Trust the work happening beneath the surface. Trust the silence that is building strength. Trust the release that feels like loss but is actually gain. You are not walking alone, and you never have been. Remain open, remain faithful, remain courageous. The path ahead is clear, and your heart, finally unburdened, will recognize it when you step onto it. Beloved son, listen to me with your heart open and your defenses lowered, because what I am revealing now is meant to bring you rest, not pressure. I did not remain on the cross for centuries so that you would keep crucifying yourself through exhaustion, self-reliance, and silent suffering. For too long you have tried to win battles that were never assigned to you. You trusted your strength, your intelligence, your ability to endure, and I allowed you to try, not because I wanted you to fail, but because sometimes you must reach the edge of yourself to remember that my power has no edge, no exhaustion, no end. Every time you fought alone, every time you carried what was mine, your soul grew tired in ways sleep could not heal. Yet even then, I was watching, measuring, waiting for the moment when you would finally loosen your grip and let me step fully into the fight. This is that moment. I am not disappointed in you. I am inviting you into alignment, into a life where effort is guided by obedience and rest is no longer something you feel guilty for seeking. The battles of your body are mine. I formed you with intention, knit every cell with wisdom, and I know exactly how to restore what has been worn down by stress, fear, and overextension. The battles of provision are also mine. I am not limited by systems, economies, or closed doors. I own what others call impossible, and I open paths where none are visible. When your mind races with worry, you are not solving anything, you are forgetting who walks beside you. I have already reminded you through my word that if I care for what neither plans nor stores, how much more will I care for you, who carry my image and my breath? The battles of betrayal, misunderstanding, and injustice are mine as well. I see every hidden motive, every distorted narrative, every wound that was dismissed or minimized. You do not need to defend yourself endlessly or prove your worth to those who chose not to see it. Justice is safest in my hands. Vindication in my timing will bring peace. Self-defense in yours only deepens the ache. But hear me clearly, for me to fight for you, you must step back. You must release the need to control outcomes, manage perceptions, and resolve what I never asked you to resolve. As long as you stand in the center of battles that belong to me, you block the full release of my power. There are fights you are called to face, and I will never abandon you in them. The fight to forgive when pain feels justified, the fight to obey when obedience feels costly, the fight to keep faith alive when everything around you shakes. In those moments I give you my spirit, my word, and my presence. You are never alone there. But now I am asking you to discern, with honesty and courage, which burdens are not yours. Ask me, one by one, what to release and what to carry with me. The salvation of your family is mine. You pray, I transform. The battle against the enemy is mine. He has no authority over you unless you hand it over through fear or exhaustion. The conflicts, legal struggles, and injustices that drain your energy are also within my reach, but trust and rest are required for my intervention to be complete. When I fight your battles, I do more than win, I turn them into testimony. Nothing is wasted. Every tear, delay, and unanswered question is being woven into something that will one day speak of my faithfulness. Right now there is a divine window open, a sacred moment where heaven and earth are aligning on your behalf. I am moving in ways you cannot yet see, rearranging circumstances, softening hearts, redirecting paths. Your role is not to strain but to surrender, not to panic but to worship. Worship disarms fear. Worship reorients your vision. Worship reminds your soul that I am still sovereign in the process. What comes next will change how you understand the weight you have carried, and with that understanding will come peace. I did not design you to walk alone under constant pressure, nor to wake every morning with a tightness in your chest as if survival depended entirely on you. If you feel depleted, it is not because you are weak, it is because you have been strong beyond what I asked of you. Some burdens you picked up out of love, believing that love meant sacrifice without limits. But true love does not destroy, it builds. You assumed responsibilities because you feared that if you did not, everything would fall apart. Without realizing it, you stepped into roles that were never meant to be yours. You became the support where I intended to be the foundation. Your intentions were sincere, but the result was fatigue, frustration, and a slow erosion of peace. I am intervening now, not to rebuke you, but to restore order and return each responsibility to its rightful place. Understand this distinction deeply. Helping is not the same as carrying. Helping walks alongside, carrying replaces. Helping prays, encourages, and supports without removing another's need to seek me. Carrying absorbs, substitutes, and allows others to lean entirely on you instead of on me. I never asked that of you. When you carry what does not belong to you, you harm yourself and delay the spiritual growth of others. While you solve, they stop seeking. While you cover, they stop depending on me. Your weariness has a spiritual root. It is not just physical tiredness, it is the accumulated weight of expectations that were never assigned to you, of guilt that was never yours to bear. I am lifting that weight now. I am reordering your life, restoring boundaries, and returning peace to places that have been crowded by obligation. What is mine, leave with me. What belongs to others, entrust to me as well. You focus on what is yours, obedience, trust, and walking with me day by day. Some people grew accustomed to your constant availability, your strength, your solutions. When you begin to set healthy limits, discomfort will arise, not because you are wrong, but because access has changed. Do not mistake that discomfort for guilt. It is part of healing. Not everyone will celebrate your freedom, but I do. I am not interested in temporary relief, I am restoring you at the core. That is why I am touching sensitive places, opening conversations you avoided, and bringing memories to the surface, not to wound you again, but to release you fully. This is a season of order, of learning to say yes without betraying yourself and no without condemnation. A season where you learn to love without losing yourself and to serve without emptying your soul. Walk with me into this freedom. Rest. Trust. I am carrying what you no longer need to hold. My beloved son, there comes a moment when you stop living to hold everyone else together and finally begin living to fulfill the purpose I placed within you. This moment is not marked by noise or applause, but by an internal shift where your soul exhales for the first time in a long while. You were never called to be the savior of anyone's life. That role was never yours to carry. I am the savior. I bore the weight, I paid the price, I carried the cross. You were created to walk with me, not to replace me. Every time you tried to rescue others at the cost of your own peace, you stepped into a role I never assigned to you. And yet, I was patient, because sometimes you must reach the edge of your strength to remember that mine has no edge at all. When you release what drains you, I begin to fill what was empty. When you trust, I move. When you rest, I fight. Nothing of value is lost when you let go of what exhausts your soul. You are not losing love, purpose, or meaning. You are making room for life, clarity, and alignment with me. What is coming will not crush you, it will propel you forward. It will not steal your strength, it will restore it. It will not disturb your peace, it will multiply it. Remain calm, because you are not alone. I go before you, straightening paths, closing doors that harmed you, and opening doors that will bring life where there was once only survival. This season of cleansing you are walking through is not an ending, it is the beginning of a lighter, clearer, and more truthful chapter. You thought you were being loving by carrying pain that was never meant to be yours, but love that destroys you does not come from me. I never asked you to disappear so others could feel whole. I never asked you to bleed silently so others could remain comfortable. I already gave my life, I was the sacrifice. You are not required to become another one. There were burdens you accepted because they were wrapped in guilt and obligation, especially those tied to family. You told yourself that enduring mistreatment was loyalty, that tolerating disrespect was patience, that absorbing abuse was love. But I see the toll it took on your heart, your mind, and your body. Forgiveness is sacred, yes, but forgiveness does not mean continued exposure to harm. Forgiveness does not cancel wisdom. I established family, and I honor it, but I also know that not every family relationship builds. Some dismantle from the inside out. When a relationship consistently pulls you away from me, erodes your peace, or damages your well-being, it is time to protect what I planted in you. Boundaries are not rejection, they are stewardship of the life I entrusted to you. You have carried financial weights that were never assigned to your hands. You gave when you should have paused, covered what others refused to take responsibility for, and poured out resources until you were left questioning why provision never seemed to reach you. The provision was there, but it was leaking through openings created by others' irresponsibility. I desire to bless you abundantly, but I do not fill vessels riddled with holes. Those holes are patterns, people, and expectations that assume you will always rescue, always pay, always fix. I am teaching you the sacred power of the word no. I know it feels foreign. You were taught that refusal is selfish, that limits are unspiritual. But hear me clearly, sometimes saying no is the highest form of love. When you say no to what harms you, you say yes to what heals you. Wisdom does not make you cruel, it makes you free. Valuing what I placed within you honors me. You are my dwelling place, and that alone requires care, discernment, and courage. There will be voices that resist this change in you. Some will say you have changed, that you are no longer the same. They are right, but not in the way they mean it. You are no longer a victim of misplaced responsibility. You are stepping into your identity as my son, no longer defined by exhaustion but by truth. Those who truly love you will understand and adjust. Those who benefited from your self-neglect will be offended. Let them. There are spiritual burdens you carried through prayer, fasting, and intercession for people who refuse to change. I saw your heart. I valued your intercession. But understand this, some souls must reach the bottom before they look up. You cannot override free will. You cannot force transformation. You are not the Savior. I am. Release them into my hands and trust that I know how to reach them far better than you ever could. Your miracle has been waiting for your release. Waiting for your hands to unclench, your mind to quiet, your heart to loosen its grip on what never belonged to it. When you finally let go, you will feel a lightness unfamiliar yet deeply right. You will breathe differently, deeply, freely, because oppression leaves when obligation ends. I cannot pour new peace into a heart overcrowded with others' worries. I cannot give you what is new while you cling to what is old. Even now, I am cutting cords I never placed on you. I am lifting weights off your shoulders that others laid there through expectation, manipulation, or guilt. You will feel clarity return. Focus will sharpen. Freedom will no longer feel like a distant concept but a lived reality. You are stepping into a season of order, intention, and true life. I will teach you how to give from overflow, not from depletion. To love without self-erasure. To bless without emptying yourself. You have limits, and that does not diminish you. It defines your humanity. I do not have limits, and when you allow me to be infinite in your life, everything changes. I will redeem the time you believe you lost. I will accelerate healing where wounds lingered too long. I will bring restoration in places that seemed permanently delayed. But this season requires something from you. You must not return to the same patterns dressed in new language. Awareness without action keeps you bound. Choose differently. Protect what I am rebuilding. Honor the work I am doing within you. New connections are coming. Healthy relationships will replace draining ones. Mental clarity will settle where confusion once lived. Deep healing will reach places you avoided because they hurt too much to face before. Forgotten dreams will resurface. Buried passions will breathe again. You will live the life I designed for you, not the one others imposed upon you. You did not arrive late. You did not miss your moment. You did not waste your life. Everything you walked through shaped discernment, depth, and wisdom that this new season requires. Your miracle is not delayed, it has already begun. Rest in this truth. Let it quiet your mind and steady your heart. I am with you, and this time, you are walking forward lighter, freer, and fully aligned with me. My love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.